Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, July 26, 2012. There's a lot to cover. Let's jump right into these markets. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You will see that the futures are soaring higher this morning, higher by about 15 points to around the 1350 level. The move comes after Mario Draghi, the ECB president, said that he will do whatever is necessary to inflate the European stock market and ultimately keep the European Union intact. The markets are loving it. They love any news about inflation. But however, this could be a short-lived event, so stay on your toes with this one. Nice little pop for the market, though, coming off of a pretty weak session yesterday, and even the prior 3 days, very, very weak as well. So decent little pop. Markets look to be pretty strong today. You can take a look at the U.S. dollar index, and you'll see that the dollar is lower by about 63 cents this morning. So the dollar trading all the way down to $83. That's a pretty decent decline. Look at the fall here. Started really around 6 o'clock in the morning. You'll see how the dollar dropped and the markets inflated higher. That inverse relationship is still very well intact and should be followed by everybody. I think it's the most important relationship out there, especially since it's so difficult to keep track of all the European news that comes out from 1 minute to the next. So in any case, markets are soaring, dollar is plunging, and really that's all you need to know at the moment. We'll see how long this rally can last. I think it's going to be a potentially a short-lived event, maybe a few days or so, but we'll see how it all plays out and shakes out in the near term. We'll see if it can even hold up today by the closing bell. So in any case, futures are making a big move this morning, and you want to respect it, at least at the open. I don't know if there's a lot more upside here, but hey, nonetheless, markets are rallying in a big way off the Mario Draghi comments, in which he says he will do anything and everything, whatever it takes. That's his quote, and we'll see how it plays out. But right now, markets are loving this inflationary move, at least at the open, and we'll see where it goes the rest of the day. Let's take a look at a few other things out here this morning. First thing I want to look at before we get into stocks is gold and oil. One thing you'll notice here this morning, gold made a big move yesterday. It was kind of signaling something was going to happen today. Gold was up, I believe, $30 yesterday. Today it's up about 8 or 9 points to around the 1621, 1622 level. Take a look at the GLD this morning. You'll see GLD is just a little bit higher than where it closed yesterday. Yesterday GLD closed at around 155.67. Today it's trading around 157, so a little move higher in gold this morning. But gold is telling us, I think gold is the best indicator of inflation and deflation out there. And right now it's saying don't expect too much more out of this, but nonetheless, decent little move up on gold today. Gold will hit a lot of resistance around the 158 level, in my opinion, if it does get up there today. So watch that level on the GLD. Let's take a look at the oil today. Oil is also catching a bid today. You have the spot light sweet crude up 55 cents to around 89.52 per barrel. Let's take a look at the USO. Yeah, USO is catching a little bit more of a bounce to around the 33.50 level. I'm just not seeing a lot of strength here in oil, though, and that also could be indicating that the markets may not hold up very long. But either way, oil is up a little bit. USO closed at 33.21 yesterday. It's trading at 33.45 today, so a little uptick there, and that's reflective of the move in light sweet crude. So we'll see how this all plays out. Again, if the dollar catches any kind of a bid, watch for weakness to come in oil and in gold, and we'll see how that works. But if the dollar starts to move lower, both oil and gold will probably trade higher with most other commodities as well. All right, let's jump into stocks now. Even though there's a lot going on in Europe, we could talk about that till we're blue in the face. But let's take a look at some gap ups and gap downs. I'm going to start off with Zynga. I never really do this, but this stock is getting just mauled this morning, and it looks like it really wants to go lower. This is a strong gap down. I know it's trading at around $3 at the moment. I think the stock's going to $2, so I would not get in front of this thing at all. I know it's oversold, but believe me, this thing is on a free fall right here. Looks like it wants to go down to $2. After the bell today, Facebook is going to report earnings, and really Zynga is very reliable on Facebook at the moment. Stock this morning is trading down after closing at $29.34, trading down to the $27.50 level. Believe it or not, the stock has good support around $25.25, $25. Facebook will be reporting earnings after the closing bell today. So keep watch for that. Again, you never really want to trade in front of earnings, but the level I'm looking at that looks attractive is around the 25 and a quarter level. Right now, there's really not a lot to do anything really with Facebook, as it is selling off a little bit this morning before earnings. And Zynga as well is down sharply. All right, let's take a look at Visa. I believe Visa had earnings this morning. The stock closed at 122.20, trading at 124.50. So a decent little pop-up. Not a lot of strength in this one. I wouldn't do much either way with it. I wouldn't short it. I wouldn't buy it. I'd leave it alone. It's really just very choppy and sloppy. Even though the futures are up huge today, I'm not seeing a lot of strength out of Visa. I'm not saying it can't go higher. It certainly could, especially in a euphoric market. But I'm just not seeing a lot of strength in this one. If it does start to rally up over the 24.50 level, I'll make it over the 125 level. The stock has upside to 130, 131. So, just keep that in mind. But I'm just not seeing a lot of strength out here on this one today. And I'm just going through my list quick. Let's take a look at Whole Foods market. Whole Foods is having a very, very solid move today. Stock closed at $84.53. Today it's trading at $94. There's going to be pretty good resistance from my vantage point here around 95, but ultimately this stock could be a $100 stock. So looks like a fairly strong gap today. I would not be trying to fight the stock. Whole Foods is showing strength today, so I would not be trying to fight it. It's hard to buy it up here on such a big gap up with a lot of resistance in the 95 level. Really good resistance all the way up to 97, which would be the double top on the daily chart. But if it gets through there, it goes to 100, 101. That's where you'll have your big resistance level. So watch that stock. If it gets up to 101, I think it probably could be faded there, but not beforehand. Let's take a look at Sprint. Sprint is a cellular company. Stock's coming off of a nice little pullback. So I think it's showing pretty good strength today. It's up around $4. Has upside to around $4.30, maybe $4.40. Ultimately, it's up a lot already today. So I don't know how much more it's going to have left in the tank. Let me just give me one more minute. I just want to work out one more quick level with Sprint, and I'll let you know what I'm seeing here. Okay, yeah, watch that level right around 429, 427, and then ultimately it's 478. But I don't see a lot more strength in it than that $4.30 level. I think that's very, very good resistance, at least in the near term. And then after that it would be 478. So watch Sprint here. But Sprint has been a pretty strong stock now throughout the month of June and July. I'll give it the upside bias to around that 430 level. All right, let's take a look at ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil just reported earnings this morning. Before the opening bell, stock was trading higher above 87. Now it is starting to sell off. It's trading around 84.18. Only level I see for Exxon that looks worthwhile to me is $80.60, $80.50. Around there, Exxon can be bought for a bounce intraday. Keep that on your radar. I don't even know if it gets down there, but that's a level that I actually like. $80.60. Could also have some short-term support around 81.70 and possibly even 82.77. So those are going to be minor levels, but the major strong level is around 80.60. So keep that on the radar if it does get there. You'll have some short-term support levels, 82.77 and 81.70. Let's take a look at Akamai. Ticker symbol is AKAM. Akamai Technology. Stock is coming. This is a strong gap up, trading around the 32 level. A ton of resistance here at 32. It's a strong gap, so it may not be a great fade candidate, but it does have a ton of resistance here at $32. Also, a lot more resistance around the 33. Oh, this is a little bit. Give me one moment with this one. Make sure I get these numbers correct. But right now it's 32, and then you're going to look here around the 32 to 32.50. Then you're going to look at $34. A lot of resistance around 34. It could be a fade around 34. So if it does get to 34, it could be a fade even at 32. Looks to me a ton of resistance between 32 and 32.50. But 34, I think that's a decent area where you could look for a intraday scalp pullback. And then it's 35.80, which is a lot higher, 35.80 to $36. Another resistance level around there. All right, let's take a look at Western Digital today. WDC. This stock is a disk drive maker. Very, very strong move. Closed at, I believe, 32.47 yesterday. It is trading above $38 at the moment. Very, very good move today. Let me see what I have here. This looks like it's a decent strength. The gap up is decent strength. But here's what you got to look at for resistance at the moment. 38.32. 38.32 should be very good resistance. I know in the pre-market it has traded above there, but that's very, very good resistance. After that, it's going to be 40.42. So I don't see any more strength in Western Digital from here. 38.32 and then 40.44. Both very, very good resistance levels in my opinion, at least at the moment. In sympathy to Western Digital, take a look at Seagate Technologies, which is also another disk drive maker. This one is catching a big, big bid today. Nice pop for Seagate. Again, I'm having a hard time seeing much strength here on this one as well. It looks like it's overbought. But the gap up is fairly decent today. So you watch that $30 level. I think we're right pretty much into it now. But I don't see a lot more upside here on Seagate. So if by any chance you own Seagate going into this earnings report, I would at least trail the stop tightly or even look to lock in some profits. I just don't see a lot of upside on this one right now. But it's having a nice morning pop off of the Western Digital news. Let's take a look at United Technologies. Ticker symbol UTX. This stock is traded down sharply. There is no strength in this one until it gets to $68.85. Around there, that looks like where it has very, very good strength, and then all the way down to $67. Stock has a ton of strength at 67. So watch those two levels, 68.80 and then $67. Those are the levels for United Technologies where you could look for an intraday bounce. I think it would be fairly decent around both of those levels. That's pretty much all I have on my list. I know there's a lot more earnings out there, but I can't cover every single one of them. I've already gone over my time limit here. But hope everybody has a great trading day, and we'll see you back on the charts tomorrow morning. Take care, everybody.